Hey guys, Pastor Sean coming to you with today's daily devotion. We are still in Mark chapter 6, and we'll get to that in just a second. Again, I want you to continue to pray for John Smith. He is at home, and his oxygen level continues to fluctuate. It needs to be above 90 on a regular basis so that he can get past this flu and pneumonia. Also pray for our granddaughter Sky. She tested positive for flu this morning, and that epidemic is out there. That flu bug is out there like it is this time of year, always, except during COVID. During COVID, flu disappeared for 2 years, but it's back. So we have flu A, flu A going around here in North Georgia. And so please be careful. Get your flu shot. Take some vitamin C. Take some extra zinc. And just take care of yourself. Wash your hands. All the things that we've learned over the last couple of years that we've known for decades. But take care of yourself and be ready. And pray for these people. Pray for these people who are struggling with this. All right? Let's look at Mark chapter 6. Verse 53, Mark 6 and 53 says, when they had crossed over, they landed at Gennesaret and anchored there. As soon as they got out of the boat, people recognized Jesus. They ran throughout the whole region, carried the sick on mats wherever they heard he was, and wherever he went, into villages, towns, marketplaces, countrysides, they placed the sick, and they begged him to let them touch even the edge of his cloak, and all who touched him were healed. When good things happen, news spreads. It spreads through the village. Now look who spread the news. The people who recognized Jesus. The people who knew Jesus. They took the news and spread it. The disciples didn't spread the news. Jesus himself didn't spread the news. The people recognized Jesus. They recognized that God was in the place, and they went through the streets telling people, come see a man. They ran and they got sick people, and they brought them to church. They got possessed people, and they brought them to church. They brought them to the place where Jesus was. I believe we've lost that these days. We've lost that. When we hear about good things that are happening at our church, we don't tell people. We don't spread the news. We don't invite people to church like we used to. I remember when we lived years ago in Tunnel Hill, there was a Baptist church right up the street from our house. We went to the Pentecostal church in Dalton, and people would come by and just invite us to church. We'd be in the grocery store at the foot of the hill there. I think it's an IGA now in Tunnel Hill, and people would invite us to church. We would be at the school. People would invite us to church. Do you go to church anywhere? They would ask. There's good things happening. We got a revival going on. They would share with us what was happening at their church and invite us to be a part of it. That's what happens here. They saw Jesus, they recognized Jesus, and they ran throughout the region to get people to come see Jesus. The greatest thing that you can do to help somebody is invite them to come see Jesus, is invite them to come be where Jesus is. Now, over the next few months, this is the season in which people come to church. They come at Christmas. They come at Thanksgiving. They come for a new year. They start the year off new. So invite somebody. Run through the streets and bring people to where Jesus is. Bring them to the house of God. Bring them to Irwin Hill. Bring them, pick them up on your way, and bring them to the house of God. Jesus walks through the marketplace, and the Bible says that they begged him to let him touch the hem of his garment. They had heard the story already, and they just wanted to touch the hem of his garment, and all who touched him were healed. If you can get to Jesus, you can get healed. But you have to go to where Jesus is. Run through the streets. Pick up the phone. Get on social media. Invite somebody to come to the house of God and watch God change their lives. I love you. I'm praying for you. Hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope to see you Sunday at Irwin Hill. God bless you as always, is my prayer.